The Outer Rim world of Tatooine might seem like one of the worst places to hide if you're a Jedi Master fleeing from the Imperial Inquisition, especially if, like Clone Wars hero Obi-Wan Kenobi, you have a personal connection with the planet's most terrifying Sith Lord, who was born and raised beneath the twin suns of the world. But Kenobis Hut and the inhospitable terrain it was built on was, surprisingly, perhaps one of the best places to hide in the entire galaxy. Where exactly was Obi-Wan's home? And what made it so perfect for hiding from the Inquisitors? Join us as we answer these questions and more in today's underrated moment. When you think of Tatooine, what are the first locations that come to mind? Perhaps Mos Eisley, the infamous spaceport that smuggler Han Solo visited before he departed from Alderaan. Or maybe Mos Espa, the hometown of Anakin Skywalker, and the location of the pod racing race known as the Bonta Eve Classic. But in reality, these two cities stand on either side of a diverse collection of regions on Tatooine, each characterized by incredibly unique features. If you look at this map, you can find Mos Espa just south of the northern Dune Sea, and if you look for Mos Eisley, you'll see it opposite on the eastern side about 20 kilometers south of the Great Mezra Plateau. The distance to travel between the two thriving cities wasn't vast, as far as terrestrial vehicles go. But at nearly 200 kilometers, it was far enough to dissuade anyone in a simple 4-seat landspeeder from taking the journey. And with the Jabba's Weequay thugs and Tusken raiders from the Jundland Wastes, traveling was an even riskier affair. But if we take a look at the world of Tatooine that spreads out from beyond these two urban centers, you can see what makes it even more inhospitable and why Kenobi decided to place his home where he did. Working our way south of Mos Espa, we first encounter a wide expanse of flat, dried plains. This was Zelerak Draw. It once hosted Queen Amidala's Royal Naboo starship when she visited the planet along with Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Although most of Tatooine's heinous crimes and raids took place elsewhere, the Zelerak Draw wasn't somewhere you'd like to find yourself lost and alone, even if you were a powerful Inquisitor. Further south of the shallow draw, a towering line of sandstone peaks rose from Tatooine's surface, making up the northwestern section of the Jundland Wastes. Beyond these mountains, there was nothing but the lifeless hills of the western Dune Sea. The Jundland Waste region actually ran in a nearly straight line, forming the southmostern barrier in the trading route from Mos Espa to Mos Eisley. At the southernmost tip of the rocky terrain, where the wastes finally came to an end, Owen Lars ran a small moisture farm with his wife, Beru, and their adopted son, Luke. If you were to leave Mos Espa, the trip to the Lars residence would have been much faster if you took a shortcut through the Jundland Wastes, but with the risk of Tusken Raider attacks, most preferred to take the safer, although still dangerous, route that ran parallel to Jabba the Hutt's palace. In fact, the Hutt's home was the exact opposite side of the Jundland Wastes, and just like the Tuskens' territory, Jabba's served as a boundary to another vast desert, the northern Dune Sea. Now, when we look through these inhospitable regions of Tatooine and try to find Obi-Wan Kenobi's hut, you might be surprised that it's dead center in the highlands of the Jundland Wastes. This is perhaps the most dangerous part of the planet, which ironically makes it one of the best places to hide. Only the bravest warriors would risk traveling into Tusken territory, and with nothing more than rumors of an old hermit named Ben, Imperials rarely even considered it. With the towering rocky peaks and canyons of the Jundland Wastes, Obi-Wan found a natural barrier that would scar off most visitors, and the Sand People who regularly hid among the labyrinth-like caves served as his unknowing watchdogs, chasing off anyone not already scared off by the threat of dehydration. Although the location was perfectly suited for quick visits to the Pike Oasis, where Obi-Wan would acquire food for his pantry, his hut was actually rather far from the Lars residence, which was nearly 150 kilometers away. Without a landspeeder, the Jedi Master needed to use Bantha or his faithful Yopi mount to cross through the Jundland shortcuts. When Luke was older and he joined his friends on trips to Beggar's Canyon, Obi-Wan could keep a better eye on him. But the distance between the moisture farm and Kenobi ensured that for the most part, Kenobi was forced to stay at arm's length.